Good morning, my name is Nicholas Hecko and I'm a watchmaker.
Hello, I'm Andrew. I'm also a watchmaker.
What are we talking about today, Andrew?
Are watches a good investment?
Uh,
Age-old question.
it is one of those Augustinian questions
Yes.
where I know the answer to that one until someone asks me to explain.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right, but today it is an important topic and something we deal and handle daily because, of course, if you're into watches, you want to know whether your watch is worth what you pay for, or is there a possibility that it will increase in value over time.
Yeah.
So we have some data here today. We're not just guessing. We are opening our books and showing what we pay for some watches, certain watches a few years ago.
Yep.
So you can draw your own conclusion. However, before we go there, I have a confession to make.
Okay.
Right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I bought a fake watch.
IWC.
Yeah.
Well, not IWC, I suppose.
I bought a fake watch. That was before you actually arrived.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say I don't remember this in my time here, so that's
No.
at least 8 years.
About 8 years ago.
How much did you pay for that?
I paid $3,500.
Let's have a look.
$3,500 down the drain.
Well, it looks pretty good.
And I don't think that one was a good investment.
Yeah, so there are definitely not good investments.
But I'll tell you more in a second.
Yep.
I'll tell you more in a second. Let's just get straight into books. And we had one request from your comments. Someone asked, what did we buy on 10th of November 2005, and of course how much we paid for watch. Well, on 10th of November 2005, we bought two watches. The first one was a Rolex Sea Dweller 16600, and we paid $3,800 for a full set. The second watch was Panerai PAM 005, and we paid $4,400. So on 10th of November, we paid more for manual wind Panerai than a full set Rolex Sea Dweller.
That's crazy. 2005.
2005. 2005 was a big year for Panerai. They just, everyone wanted a big, massive, 20 years ago, big, massive watch. And yeah, it was a top dollar watch, right?
You got ripped off.
I don't think I got ripped off.
But I think it should be said, what's interesting about this isn't, random sort of Chrono 24 data where watches being sold from Albania are included in that information. This is a dealer in Sydney buying watches in Sydney with, AUD, whatever it was like here. There may have been a different sentiment towards watches in America or in Europe at that time. That's what people were paying in Sydney.
And also another thing to highlight is back then, and even today, I'm a small dealer. We're a tiny dealer comparing to other dealers in Sydney. So it wasn't like we were a large dealer and we were controlling the market.
Yeah.
We were actually the suckers who always paid the most
Yeah.
top dollar
Yeah.
in order to. We're tucked away, still are. So yeah, those prices that we pay were very realistic, very transparent, honest market prices at the time.
Yeah, like you have to assume these people are fairly diligent in selling their prized possessions or something that even back then was seen as an investment. So they're trying to get top dollar. If the dealer down the road offered $1,000 less, then they're going to come here.
Yeah.
So theoretically, this is pretty much the most you'll get.
$1,000? We're talking $50.
Yeah, fair enough.
The second request actually came from you.
Yep.
Because you asked me what watch I bought on the day of your wedding.
Yes.
You remember when was that?
That was the 7th of March, 2020. So you were actually at my wedding, so it wasn't that day,
Yes.
but I think we have the Monday after.
It was, what was that? Yeah, 7th. No, 9th. It was
Yeah.
2 days after your wedding.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, we bought two watches. We bought two tag watches, right?
Okay, yep.
One was the FC something $1,000, and the other one was automatic $1,650.
Okay.
So two tag watches for $2,650. But that was a COVID time, right? You got,
Yes.
Yeah.
So my honeymoon, we went to Tokyo and New York, much to the displeasure of my family. because they were getting 200,000 cases a day, I think. But right when we were in New York, there was literally no one on the road. ScoMo was on the phone, you know, come home sort of thing. So yeah, we ended early and came back.
It is also important to highlight that during COVID there was not much buying. People had the time to stay at home and
Yeah.
money to spend.
Yeah.
It was demand was much higher than supply,
Yes.
and everyone was going through their junk boxes looking for junk stuff to offload. So we didn't buy a great deal of watches during first couple of months of COVID.
Yeah. A lot of repairs though. A lot of repairs.
So an event that was important to watch collectors, or a period of time where things were shaky, was GFC 2008.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I have a couple of examples of what we bought before the GFC, at the GFC, and just after GFC,
Yep.
to give us some idea of what the prices were at that time. So July 2008, it was a JLC Reverso, $2,000. Rolex GMT Master 2, 16710, $3,000.
Okay.
So there was plenty of stock. There was no
Yeah.
shortage of stock in
Yeah.
2008, July. Things were good. Here's another pre-GFC example. July 2008, Rolex Daytona 16523, two-tone Daytona, 7,700.
Fantastic.
Yeah, not bad. But when was actually GFC officially announced? When thing hit the fan?
It was the Lehman Brothers collapse
Good one.
on the 15th of September 2008.
Right, 15th September. So on 18th of September, 15th of September, actually
Yep.
we bought two watches immediately. On 15th of September, we bought Rolex Datejust 18 karat gold, 16018, for $4,800.
Wow.
It was bad. And there were people out there on that day watching the stock market, watching the shares, and they wanted to get, into cash.
Yeah.
Cash was king.
I was in year
You remember?
2000
You remember GFC?
2008. No, I was in year 7 at this point.
You
I think.
remember?
No.
You don't remember.
I didn't have any super at that time.
Right. So that was on 15th. On 18th, 3 days later, we bought another watch. It was Rolex Sea Dweller 16660, 2,500, full set.
That dude's lost some shares, for sure.
Okay. And again, we were not taking advantage of situation. You have to remember, every dealer, regardless of size, there is only X amount of dollar to play with.
Yeah.
So if we spend all our money in one day, and prices continue to go down,
That's true.
we won't have any cash to buy stock. So it's not a simple game. But anyway, yeah, that was September 18, 2008. $2,500 for Sea Dweller. Here's another one, October 29, 2008. Omega Speedmaster reference 3572.50.
Yep.
That's a see-through caseback
Okay,
Speedmaster, $2,000.
Wow, fantastic.
By then, watches were everywhere. Especially in London, especially in New York. I think we were a little bit sheltered here in Australia, but there was plenty of stock.
Yeah.
One more example, November 16800, the Rolex Submariner, 4750. Okay, so that's a little bit more. Already the prices are starting to recover by
Yeah.
November.
That's the same as your 18 karat gold the day of.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Following year, June 30. So a year after the GFC.
Yep.
Submariner 16610, 3,500.
Okay.
All right. In 2009, 2010, Rolex sports models were not rare watches, second-hand ones. They were everywhere. You can go across the road and buy a brand new Rolex, offload your second-hand one. There was no shortage. If you went to Hong Kong, there are millions of watches in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
every shop had like 500 Rolex watches on display.
It's very alien to me. I mean, I wasn't even into watches starting here. Coming from more the manufacturing side. So hearing that you're paying more for a Panerai than a steel men's sports Rolex, and that Rolex were everywhere, and you couldn't buy enough of them, if that makes sense. It just seems so alien. But obviously, our viewers who are collectors or who have maybe been in that sort of watch game for a long time will remember. But it's a very, very strange thing to hear.
There was only one watch that was kind of a bit hard to get. It was stainless steel Daytona.
Okay,
but
yeah.
everything from Explorer, Submariner, Milgauss, it was available. There was no waiting list. You can walk in a shop, you can buy 5 if you wanted.
Amazing.
And second-hand, millions of second-hand watches. Back then, we were making $500 on a Rolex watch.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, straight away you buy, make $500, move on, and that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly 10 years ago, Rolex was still available. So this is on this date, today's date, in 2016. We bought 4 watches from a customer. Rolex 16710 GMT, ladies 179, 173 two-tone golden steel, JLC Reverso, another JLC. So it was $5,000 for GMT, $5,000 for ladies, $5,000 for Reverso, and the other JLC was $3,500. Again, 10 years ago, Rolex watches were still available.
Yeah.
And we're talking mainly about Rolex watches, but other brands
we're sort of
pretty much
priced out of Rolex these days.
completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Mm.
Another example from 2013. We bought Panerai 104 for $4,000, and that was what we were paying for Rolex. So Panerai was still a big deal in 2013.
Yeah.
Big watch, good-looking watch. Again, another example, plenty of stock, 2014. Omega 356050, nice collectible moon watch. 16710 GMT. 14060. This might be of interest. Non-date 14060 Rolex, $3,000. GMT $4,000. Omega $2,000. An old vintage 1601, $1,500.
Wow.
There was an Audemars, $3,000. All this from one customer. So,
We wouldn't service that 1601 for...
not today. So that was 2014.
Yeah.
So basically, this is how it worked. You could have walked into any second-hand dealer shop, close your eyes, randomly pick a watch on stock on display, and made money.
Yeah.
So that watch 10 years ago is at least double today what it was.
Yeah. It's interesting to think about. I mean, when you're deciding to make an investment, you really have to know the past, the present, and the future. Everyone knows the present is what's happening right now. No one knows the future because it is difficult to predict. But at least if you have some access to the past, you can maybe make an educated guess as to like what's going to happen when, financial crisis.
No one could have predicted that a Swiss watchmaker like Rolex, who made more than 1 million watches a year, would all of a sudden run out of stock. Who would have predicted that?
Yeah.
It's like saying, Coles running out of bananas.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. It's weird to think about why that decision was made.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is just a very brief sort of cross-section of watch market around GFC and about 10 years ago. We're happy to share our
Good and bad finds.
good and bad finds. Well, go back to bad find. Okay, so I have to tell you how I got this.
That's a bad find.
That's a non-investment piece. They say you're not a watch dealer unless you buy your first fake watch.
Okay.
Right? And you know what? Have a look at this one. This is not even a super fake. It's a good fake, but it's not one of those crazy detailed fakes. How I made this mistake? The customer came in, and I remember this like it was yesterday. We sat down, well-dressed gentleman from eastern suburbs, and he said, "I got a watch to sell." Of course, as a second-hand dealer, you are required to record seller's details, ask for driver's license. Everything goes on a police file. So, you know, he was aware of that. And I asked him, why are you selling? And that's where story started to kind of become, you know, a little bit strange. He said, that watch I got from my friend.
Mm-hmm.
He was going through a messy divorce, and then I allowed him to stay at my boat for a few months
Okay.
until he finds something more suitable. And as a thank you present, he
Yeah.
gave me this IWC. And he said, I'm not into watches. You know, I wore it for, you know, a year or two or whatever, and then I just want to sell it.
Yeah.
All right. You see, that story makes no sense.
It's funny because the Nick that I know would tell that customer politely that watch is not for us.
No.
So you obviously learnt your lesson.
The story made no sense,
Mm.
right? People don't just give their friends, you know, $7,000-8,000 watch. And those watches are not really traded for $3,500.
Mm.
Okay. I Googled him while he was sitting. See, this is why how I made mistake. Instead of focusing on a watch, I was focusing on a seller. And I Googled him while he was sitting. And yes, he was in Sydney. He was employed. He was working for a reputable company.
Mm-hmm.
He was local. The driver's license was fine. Everything was fine. But I just, something was wrong.
Mm.
Right? So I bought a watch. He left. And about a week later, watch goes into, you know, overhaul box. And a week later, I pull the watch out and realize it's a fake.
Mm.
I immediately called him, but it was too late. He disappeared.
Okay.
So you can say, well, maybe he didn't know that he sold you a fake watch. If he didn't know, he would pick the phone and he would talk to me. I spent a fair bit of time trying to chase him down,
Yeah, of
to
course.
re-establish contact, no luck. And
Don't mean to laugh.
I don't think this is the end of the story.
Mm.
I think sooner or later I'll get him. I'll get in touch with him again, and we
Yeah.
will talk about this.
Okay.
Anyway, so my tip to fellow dealers and watchmakers: focus on a customer, but focus on a watch.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
It doesn't even sound like Value 7750.
It is Valjoux 7750
Like
inside,
clone.
but clone, yes.
So 7750, when you do the chronograph, start, stop, reset goes. That's always what it sounds like. This is a little bit weak on the reset. Not that I would have known, but I'm just saying.
I also have a watch here that I want to talk a little bit about.
Mm.
It's from my private collection.
Yep. The junk box.
From the junk box, right? But before we go there was a comment on YouTube video from one of yours saying, why do you constantly introduce yourself as I'm so-and-so, I'm a watchmaker, I'm Andrew, I'm a watchmaker.
Mm.
It's like sort of anonymous alcoholic society introduction.
It is.
Maybe. There isn't, we just have to. We must.
Yeah. It's, I guess there's a respect for the position. The type of trade, we would like to say we're tradies, the type of trade that we are is increasingly rare. And I think the issue with it becoming rare is that it has always been at the forefront of human exploration and human development. Timekeeping was always there.
So we wouldn't introduce
respect.
ourselves, hi, my name is Nicholas Heck, I'm a watchmaker in my office behind my workbench or behind a trading desk.
Mm.
But we own a YouTube.
Yeah.
And YouTube is open to anyone. Anyone can claim anything. We are watchmakers. And when we are on YouTube, we like to introduce ourselves that way.
Yeah.
But what kind of business are we in?
We're really in the multi-generational transfer of skills. Theoretical skills, practical skills.
Yeah, what that even means. I knew you were going to answer something along those lines. So I went on, I Googled this yesterday. I was trying to find out which skills have either disappeared
Okay.
or are disappearing fast.
Yep.
And there is a list of 4 skills. This is crazy. 4 skills that are either disappearing or are disappearing fast. Number 1 is a skill of self-sufficiency.
Okay.
Number 2, analog communication. Number 3, mental calculation. And number 4, manual craftsmanship. So if you really want to wipe out humanity,
Yeah.
you just kill those 4 skills.
And then that's it.
So-
We'll do the rest.
I mean, this is a question for you. You know, self-sufficiency. Are you able to turn chicken into goulash yourself?
I'd have a crack at it. I don't know for sure right now, but I'm sure
You would survive,
I think I'd be okay.
right? Okay.
There may be some feathers in the goulash, but we'd get there.
But do you know how long it takes avocado tree to mature? So once you plant avocado tree, when
Do you get fruit?
do you get fruit? Guess.
I'm gonna not the next spring, the one after.
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, see, elementary stuff.
Yeah.
We don't know this stuff. I don't know.
That's a
how-
long wait for avocado on toast. I don't know if anyone's been complaining about that recently.
I know how to plant potatoes, but I don't know how to prepare soil.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes
So,
sense.
do you know how to preserve potatoes through winter? Or for no, those skills, self-sufficiency, like elementary skills, disappearing fast, gone. Analog communication. What is analog communication?
Very worrying. So Morse code. I
Morse
guess.
code, for example. Okay, Morse code.
Yep.
Do you know what's da-di-da,
K.
ti-di-da-di?
F.
Ask me.
Didadi.
R. See, Morse code was okay.
It's much better than
it was. It was a little bit kind of nerdy thing to
Yeah.
be able to read and receive and transmit Morse code, but it was a essential communication at sea, aviation. Another example of analog communication is writing a letter. But
Yeah.
when was the last time you took a pen and paper, wrote a letter, folded, put it in an envelope, and went to post office?
Very early on in my current relationship.
So that skill of analog communication is disappearing. Mental calculation. What is a mental calculation?
I guess if
An
it's
example, please.
walking
Anything.
into a room, how many square meters?
Yeah, you scan the room and say, oh, this is roughly 6 meters, this is roughly 4 meters. Oh, okay, 24 meters of carpet. Really upsets me. You know, the other day, tradesman who came in to measure the door frame.
This guy again, yeah.
He's a little bit younger than me. He brought in a laser measuring device.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. It certainly helps. But he went 5 times ceiling floor. Well, I can clearly say it's about 240 centimeters, 240 or 230, whatever. So he was very pedantic in that lack of mental calculation. And final one is manual craftsmanship. I can give you one example of. There is no person in Sydney, 5-6 million population, that I know of. Maybe there is, but that I know of, and I'm in a watch trade, who can repair gold pocket watch case.
Yeah, we actually have that Patek 18 carat. We're currently looking for someone to fix the case for us.
That's tragic. You know, another example. We often, when we find certain watchmaking tools at auction,
Yeah,
what we wonder.
yeah. Sometimes it's, what the hell is this for? You know, we have to maybe even look at the notes, but then sometimes the notes just say watchmaking tool. If it's a deceased estate, no one knows what it is, and we know what parts look like. You know, pretty much every watch on earth is the first 150 parts look exactly the same. So you know, you're trying to find where that tool fits, and you just can't. Yeah.
That leads us to again, explanation. When we say we are watchmakers, we are in a business of multi-generational transfer of skill and knowledge.
Yep.
Yes, we fix watches, we buy and sell watches, we repair watches, we make watches. But ultimate goal is not to survive till Christmas. Ultimate goal is to preserve what we have, because I guarantee you, in 20 years' time from now, there will be no watchmakers in Sydney, or maybe just a very, very few capable of repairing, replacing balance staff in a watch, realigning hairspring.
Yeah.
Those skills, which are now common, there are watchmakers in Sydney who can do it, will disappear.
Yeah. I think
unless we preserve them actively.
even this year possibly, and I think even last year, there wasn't even a TAFE course that ran because there wasn't enough. There needs to be at least 6 or at least 10 people, and generally your bigger brands are the ones who, you know, might get 3 or 4. But for example, you sent me, you know, maybe Max sent someone, Carl sent someone. There was no one, so I don't even think the course ran this year or last year.
We will never run out of doctors and nurses because government takes care of education.
Yeah, or engineers.
Or engineers.
Yep.
But government is very, very inequipped to take care of transfer of knowledge where it's a matter of transferring crafts,
Yeah.
experience in a very niche industry like watchmaking.
Yeah.
We never had watchmaking industry in Australia. We don't have that base. Almost every single watchmaker is 1 or 2 generation Australian. Yeah? So watches came from Europe and the watchmakers as well. So this is what we want to do. So when you do business with us, right, you have many choices. You can go to a watch dealer and buy a watch from a watch dealer. He's not advancing transfer of skills. That's not his job or aim. When you buy a watch from us, whether it's Seiko, whether it's Omega, whatever, you are directly investing in that transfer of knowledge because we believe we are here to stay. And we are very grateful for your support. I always have to say and highlight this, if it wasn't for people who supported us over the last 25, 30 years, we wouldn't be here.
Yep.
We would not be in position to stay in watchmaking business and grow.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I show you the watch from my private collection, junk box, very quickly, I have come to, after reading your comments in last video, I have come to conclusion that you have no problem of me re-gifting the Seiko Walkmaster.
Okay.
And I would love to do it. I'm ready. Okay. Some said that if I re-gift that watch, I'm breaking that relationship with the Seiko in a way. It was a present. I should keep it. I'm not erasing memories of the event. I will be always grateful to Seiko for that present.
Yeah.
But I don't have to have the present physically. I mean, quite frankly, I'd rather you enjoy it. Problem. How do we organize transfer to one of our viewers to be really transparent and fair? Okay. We've done this many, many times before. This is not the first watch we're giving away. Yeah. But we'll give you opportunity now. If you like to make a comment and make a suggestion, tell me, how do you want this re-gifting to happen? I have some ideas. Maybe, we reward the most liked comment, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
But you tell me. I'm not going to tell you how it's done. The watch is here. I can see it from here. Yep. The watch is here. It's ready to go. Tell us, please.
On time.
It's on time.
Yep.
It's unworn. I think I've only put it on the wrist once, so it's unworn. You tell us.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. And again, the amount of comments, the engagement that we asked for last time on previous videos is just amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting comments, funny comments. It's nice to see, I suppose.
I thank you for your generosity when it comes to comments. And I read your stories and we laughed and the algorithm is still not kind enough to us, but we know now that it's not because of a lack of engagement. It's our fault.
Okay.
So we're just not interesting enough to be recommended.
That's fine.
But that's fine. Yeah, we have to live with that.
Yeah.
I'll take 90% of the blame.
Fair enough. Well, maybe we could turn it around with this watch, because this is probably one of the more interesting horological stories.
And with the comments, there was a comment on a couple of videos ago where I said there is no such a thing as Rolex never made a see-through case back watch. Right? I do apologize. Rolex Prince was an issue.
Yeah. When that was only recently.
I haven't done my research fully, but yes, there is a Rolex Prince model with a see-through case back. It's a manual wind movement, beautifully engraved. So, yep. You know, there is one thing that I teach here, and I'm very strong on it. I'm sorry?
No, that's my fault. I apologize. I'll fix it.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Let me fix it. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I will fix it. But thank you very much for that comment. Our knowledge is very limited, and our ability to express ourselves is even more limited. So it's not an excuse. We should be factually correct. Final thing, watch from a junk box.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little Russian wristwatch from 1952 with a painted dial.
Painted by the manufacturer?
No, painted by someone.
Okay.
Maybe owner himself, most likely not.
Okay.
Right, so it's a sailor's watch. How do I know that? Well, historically, what sailors do when they're on a ship, they have time to kill.
Well, yeah, pre-internet, probably whittling, like, carving something out of timber, maybe a good pastime.
Or task, yeah.
Painting. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so we know this is a sailor's watch because it was a tradition back then for a sailor to have a hand-painted dial watch.
Okay.
And there are two things which are important to us as a watch collectors and guardians about when it comes to hand-painted dials. Number one is the quality of the painting, right? If it's artistic, that's highly appreciated. If it's amateurish, then it's less of a value.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also it's the scene, the motif, what's painted on a dial. And there are all sorts of things, from ships to tanks and aircrafts and guns.
Wives, girlfriends.
But yeah, wives and girlfriends is a cool subject.
Okay.
And also there is one that I call geographical experience, explorational subjects. And this one is very, very pretty dial of very dark-haired lady. And I believe that this happened.
It is very fine detail on the
Very
face.
fine detail.
Yeah.
I think this one is a visit to Cuba.
Okay.
So not Cuba.
Yep.
It's Cuba.
Yep.
Visit to Cuba.
From Russia.
From Russia to Cuba. I think, in my imagination at least,
Missiles.
it's a ship that left from somewhere in Arctic,
Okay.
sailing down all the way to Caribbean,
Yep.
to Cuba, because of course Russia 1954, there is that connection.
Yeah. So this is a 1950s watch.
1954,
Okay. Oh, 1954.
and it's just a beautiful piece. Now, what I have here is someone's family heirloom.
Yeah. The heirloom, but not the family.
Yeah, what's missing is a family.
Yeah.
So again, I'm guardian of someone else's watch. This is Russian hand-painted dials is a rabbit hole of horology. I don't think this subject has ever been researched enough or
talked about.
I don't think there is a YouTube video about it. Maybe there is. But if we have time, I would love to talk about this because it's not about value. When I say it's priceless, it's not about value. It's about story.
Yeah.
And I just love this watch. Okay, that's it for today, I guess.
Yeah. That's a good spread. We had an IWC that looks like it's worth something, but it's worth absolutely nothing. We've got the Vostok Russian watch, which doesn't look like it's worth anything, but is quite literally priceless. And then a few watches from, I guess, some tumultuous points of human history, at least over the last 20 years. Very interesting. Is a watch worth investing in? I guess that's the question that we were trying to ask.
Well, we'll find out.
Fantastic response.
Anyway, do leave your comment. How do you want that Seiko automatic Walkmaster to be re-gifted? If you have any comments, please feel free to comment. But no pressure anymore, right? No pressure. We don't. We can't force algorithm to cooperate. Tell us your story. We would like to hear from you. And again, we appreciate your time, which is very valuable. For you to invest in watching this video is a huge compliment. Till next time, my name is Nick, and I'm a watchmaker.